Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Please do me a favor. Smash that thumbs up button. It helps out a lot. So I want to talk about this Best Buy no longer carrying physical media going into 2024, because apparently it's not just Best Buy. Walmart's getting ready to do the same thing as well. And I just want to kind of give my thoughts on someone who likes, physical media, physical video games mostly. Movies, I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't really bought physical movies in a long time. The last physical movie I bought was Dragon Ball Superhero on Blu-ray, and as you can tell, it's still sealed, right? It's still in the factory seal. I haven't opened it. I just have no interest to open it. So the thing is, I adapted well to the movie aspect of it, but I'm still not adapting into the game aspect of it. So, when Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus, all that, I really kind of adapted into the movie aspect of it, and I haven't bought physical movies in a very long time. I used to stock up every year at Black Friday on physical movies, and I haven't done that in a very long time. And if it wasn't for the fact that Dragon Ball Superhero was a collector's purposes for my Dragon Ball stuff, and I want them all nice and neat and stuff, I probably would have skipped on that. And there's still one more thing I need to get physically, and that's Sailor Moon Season 3 that's over at Walmart right now. But yeah, we're seeing a lot more of these places do this. When I went in to get my computer fixed last week, and I went to go pick up my computer, I noticed that Best Buy was shrinking their video game section. Like they used to have tons of aisles. Like if you ever remember, like go back to Best Buy like 5 years ago, I mean there was like 6 or 7 aisles for just movies, 4 or 5 aisles for just video games. And now these video game aisles are like 4 feet by 4 feet. They're super small, and they were shrinking them when I went there. And it kind of is disappointing for me because I used to go to Best Buy, the playground, for like exclusive stuff. Best Buy was the best place to go to get limited run Nintendo Switch games. A lot of limited run Nintendo Switch games I picked up from Best Buy. And I really appreciated that as a Nintendo Switch. You see all the red up there, right? You guys see all the red up there. And that's not even all of them. There's a whole other row on top of that, And I loved my Nintendo Switch limited run and rarity games that you could, like, I got Blood Rain 1, 2, like all the limited run stuff from Best Buy. And I'm fortunate enough to live right in between 2 Best Buys. So I'm like maybe 20 minutes from each of them, and I just go once a week to see what they have. If they have some really good, sometimes they have some fantastic sales, right? Like there's some games over there like $15. I'm like, holy buckets of wiener shits, Jimmy, I gotta jump on that. And so yeah, it's kind of disappointing. I understand why they're doing it. When you look at like what Microsoft and PlayStation is doing, Microsoft, we saw the leaks with the revision of the Xbox Series X, which is all digital. PlayStation, they have this new digital version that they upgraded. It's cost $150 or $450, and you can get the disc drive upgrade for an additional like 80 or something. It's clear that these media companies, whether it be PlayStation and Xbox, they want you to go digital. They want you to go digital. Why? Because it helps with don't let anybody fool you, say it's all environmental stuff. It's good for the environment, less plastic. That's not the reason. It's better for their bottom line. Instead of a company sitting here and coming up with the artwork, coming up with the cover and all that stuff and the plastic and everything and pressing the disc on there and all that stuff, it's easier just to put it up on the digital storefront. Believe it or not, it might not cost a lot, but it costs something to print out the label, print out the case, print the CD, put the label on the CD, manufacturer, ship it out. That all comes down to the bottom line, and that costs money. So these studios want to save money by just putting it up on their storefront. And to me, I think that's a downfall, right? Like I said, I transitioned to the movie side pretty well, to be honest with you. I used to have walls upon walls of movies. Now I put them all in like a little binder. And now I barely even go in that binder unless it's like the internet goes out, which is something to worry about when we live in the all digital future. So, I transitioned to the movie side pretty well. But I still have a hard time transitioning into the game side for several different reasons. We see these companies, when licenses are up, they take games down and they're not up on the storefront, right? Like, I'm lucky. I have like all these Metal Gear games. I have the Metal Gear HD collection, all that stuff. I can play it on my Xbox 360, PS3. But right now, currently, the Metal Gear franchise is taken down off all digital stores. Why? Because they wanted to take them down for a couple years so they can redo the Master Collection, which comes out in about 2 weeks, but hey, if you're someone who collects physical media, you have that stuff, and not only that, the thing is, you go into stores, you always get sales, right? I went into GameStop this past weekend, and they were doing the members weekly sale, or what is it, Members Day or Members Weekly or whatever the hell it was, and I got all 4 of these games for $50. Sonic Frontier, Dragon Ball The Breakers, Ghostbusters Spirit Unleashed, and a game that I've really been wanting to play, Midnight Suns. Midnight Suns, this game just came out like a few months ago. $70 on release. Still, it's like $60 or $70 on the PSN and Xbox Game Store, right? Pick this thing up. Guess how much I paid for it, Scott? Guess how much I paid for it? Guess what, guys? $6. I paid $6 for it. So that's the thing that I'm going to be more concerned about with once these video game companies, because right now with movies are being distributed over all types of different digital platforms. You can buy digital movies on Amazon, Vudu, YouTube, like Apple Store, like all kinds. So these stores can go on sale to try to sell these things because the competition brings in, more competitive aspect, better pricing for consumers, all that stuff. But when it comes to gaming, if you can only buy PlayStation games on the PlayStation Store, you can only buy Xbox games on the Xbox Store, why would they put their games on sale? Why would something like Midnight Suns go on sale when you can only buy it there? There is no like a GameStop digital store that you can go and buy digital games from GameStop and, get a code and key and get games on sale and all that stuff. That's one bad thing about physical media going away is you don't get those sales. And I'm like $50 for these games, like Sonic Frontiers just came out. Midnight Suns, like $6 for Midnight Suns. I wanted to jump into it already, but I'm waiting because Spider-Man comes out on Friday, so I'm going to wait on that. And then I bought these just for shits and giggles because they were $6 each, So I love the physical media aspect of video games. For example, both these Kingdom Hearts games. Now, I just went through Kingdom Hearts 3, and I own these games on the Xbox, but I wanted to replay them on the PlayStation. So I picked these up at my local mom and pop store. Cybertron's a little bigger than mom and pop store, but Cybertron Games, which is my favorite retro gaming store. I paid $10 for this one, the 1.5 and 2.5, and I paid $12 for the 2.8. Do you know how much they are on the PlayStation Store? $60 each. So this would have cost me $120 if my only source to get these games were digital. I would have to, if we lived in this all digital future, I would have had to drop $100. Do you know how much $120 is? Especially when I bought both these games for $22, $12 and $10. $22. I would have had to pay an extra $10 just to get these games digital. Like, that's asinine when you think about it. We are slaves to these corporations that we have to pay them top dollar. And not only that, we're paying $70 for a new release digital game, and it doesn't have the artwork, doesn't have the CD, doesn't have the case, they don't have to ship it in. Why are we paying top dollar for a digital game when we can't physically touch it, right? It costs something. I mentioned this earlier. It costs something to manufacture a game, right? In order to press the CD, make the label, put the case in, ship it, do all that costs something. I understand why those games might go up, but why is it the same price as a digital game when your digital game is cutting out all the middleman and all you're doing is just putting it up on the server and you let a digital store sell it for you? Why isn't it $10, $15, $20 cheaper for a digital game? The digital market right now, it's new, it's in its infancy. We just started like the digital stuff maybe 5-10 years ago. And I'm telling you right now, it's a scary time. It's absolutely a scary time. As you can see, like I have a ton of Xbox 360 and PS3 games back there and PS1 games. I find myself, as these generations are moving forward, I'm playing a lot more older games. Older games are more simplistic. They're not 20. I heard Spider-Man 2 is going to be like 17. Why? Why is Spider-Man 2 17 hours? 17 hours. A lot of these newer games, they're charging $70 for. I already told you about all my concerns with the whole digital storefront and prices staying the same, and they're forcing you to pay for that price. And these games are getting longer, they're being more expensive. I'd rather just go back and play older stuff. And I find myself doing that. That's the reason why I went out and got the Kingdom Hearts stuff. You know, I already have these on Xbox, but they're digital. I wanted the physical copies on PlayStation. So yeah, physical stuff is it's a real concern with us going. And a lot of people and a lot of kids today, they don't care. My buddy Adrian here, my brother-in-law here, he has the disc version of the PS5, and all he plays is digital games. Right? He only plays like 3 or 4 games a year. He plays his NBA, his Madden, and his Call of Duty. You know, that's the generation that grew up in the digital age. They don't care about physical, like what am I gonna do with a disc, man? Like I ain't got room for that, you know, and that's understandable. It's a pain in the ass to lug all these games and stuff everywhere, you know. So yeah, it's more convenient, it's more, like I said, more convenient. It's easier to carry around. All your library is there, but at the same time, you have to sit there and you are basically a slave to the corporation. Whatever they decide to charge, you either buy it or you don't play it. And at this point, yeah, it kind of sucks. And in terms of Best Buy, it really sucks because I liked Best Buy. Best Buy had a lot of exclusive stuff that I liked, and now they don't have it no more. So a lot of issues, a lot of mixed emotions. But I will say this: I do think going into the next generation of games, both the PlayStation and Xbox will be all digital. We will not have any disc version. I think the new Switch coming out next year will still have a physical media area, whether it be a disc or a slot. You know, if it's a Switch 2, it will have that cartridge slot. But the next PS5 or PS6 and Xbox, whatever it's going to be called, is not going to have a disc drive. And that's very unfortunate in my opinion because, like I said, I explained all the reasons why discs are, you know, beneficial. And I'm not doing it for game preservation. I'm doing it for competitive aspects, whether it be the pricing, whether it be hold something physical and not have the digital storefront just delete it because of licensing issues. There are people that look at people like me and they think they're crazy. Oh man, you're like a person that's like obsessed with like what's going to happen at the end of the world. No, it ain't that at all. I just like to buy something and know I fucking own the shit. You know, I bought it, I fucking own it. I don't have to worry about someone deleting it. I don't have to go spend $120 fucking for Kingdom Hearts games that are like 8 years old. You know, it's just common sense at some point. But as long as these corporations are dictating the prices of their own storefront and there is no third party, you know, companies to go through. And I think that's something that the government should get involved in. Instead of FTC trying to block PlayStation or Xbox from getting this shit, maybe the FTC should start blocking, like, okay, you guys can't be in control of your own media because it's very hard for consumers. It's very bad for consumers. You guys can just hike up the prices and nobody can do anything about it. But anyway, I went on this rant for way too long. Thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you crazy bastards out there. And until next time, as always, I am Robert Storms, and that's my opinion. Eat!